Hi there, my name's Beth, and today is Self Discovery September number 2. It's the 17th of September, so I'm filming this on the actual day it's going up. And today's self discovery is all about sexuality. So last week we talked about body image and that fun stuff. Today we're going to talk about sexuality and the discoveries I've made recently about my own and stuff like that. And then next week we will talk about my relationships with people. So these two might overlap a little bit, but I'm going to try to be more generic and just kind of give basic points for today's, and then next week I will tell more like stories kind of, rather than just talking. I mean, it's all going to be talking, but so sexuality. I know that sexuality is such a fluid spectrum, and so we've got like heterosexual and homosexual and bisexual in the middle, kind of, and there's tons of sexualities. So growing up, I only kind of heard about heterosexuality and homosexuality. And I grew up in a very conservative Christian home family with the homosexuality is a sin. So basically, if you were a girl, you were into boys, and if you were a boy, you were into girls. Okay. So that's my background of life. So, well, for sexuality at least. So growing up, I always assumed I was straight because I found boys attractive, and I knew that being into females was wrong. Quotes wrong. Because people grow up, people change, life changes, spectrum and sexuality is very fluid. So I grew up with a bunch of friends who all were straight. Let's put quotes around all of these terms because, again, they're terms. And so, growing up, I assumed myself straight. So, we're going to jump forward a little bit, and I guess grade 4 or 5, when I was about 10 or 11, one of my friends who was male, because he hung out with a lot of females, was always called gay. And this wasn't a term of you're a homosexual, this was a term of insult to this boy, which I knew it was very wrong to call somebody gay as an insult. So jump forward to college, I guess. I met, okay, so all of high school, just friends with people, and I saw my friends starting to get into relationships, and my female friends were all starting to date boys. So again, all I'm seeing in my life is if you're a girl, you date boys. If you're a boy, you date girls. And I grew up in a small town, so this was very like most people were conservative, or yeah, I guess conservative leaning, Christian, like religious, I guess. So these were kind of the morals instilled. So jump into college where people are more open and liberal with their thinking. And I met the one of the first girls I met there. I said something about somebody being attractive, and she said, oh, well, if you're into that, meaning if you're into men, because I found out that she was dominantly into females and femininity, because she did date guys, but they were more feminine qualities to the males. So she was probably the first person I met that didn't fit into this box of a girl who dates boys. She was a girl who dated girls and boys, but yeah. So she was probably, see, this is where the relationships with people thing kind of gets in. So at that point, I knew that I was attracted to men or guys because that's just what my brain automatically, I guess, was conditioned into, but also, like, it's what I was attracted to. So, meeting this girl, we became very close and, like, very our friendship developed into, I don't know, it's like a very close friendship, but it got to the point where rumors started within the class that we were more than just friends, which it took a turn, and I realized that I maybe not strictly attracted to men or guys when somebody made a comment and she said, "Oh no, I'm not attracted to her," and it hurt. So I realized that I was actually attracted to this female. So, moving to after college, still being around people. See, I feel like this and the relationships with other people or video are just gonna be the same thing. So, moving into the next round of life. So, after college, I'm back to my hometown, back to living with my parents, the very conservative people there, and a bunch of my friends have been hanging out with other people who are in relationships, but they're in what would be considered a homosexual relationship. So, two men who are together, two women who are together. And so, a lot of the people in my life at that point were considered on the opposite end of the spectrum from what I was embraced with before I went to college. So a lot of people had realized a bunch about themselves and had come out and were in their relationships with the people they wanted. So, so at that point, I'm still considering myself straight. I had been attracted to a female. My best friend, we had been hanging out, and for a while, again, just developing a friendship. As girls do, I find that girls tend to have very close friendships, but it got to a point again where everyone's asking if we are in a relationship with my current best friend. And again, no. But my best friend is a lesbian, is how she identifies. And so it does make sense for others to question that. Yes, so my friends have all, again, gotten into relationships, and seeing their relationships, both heterosexual and homosexual, it makes me question myself. So this is where the self-discovery comes in. I dated a boy for a couple of months, and I was definitely attracted to him, and definitely it's not a question that I am attracted to men, because I know I am, but I know also that I would not classify myself as heterosexual. So this is where the fun fluidity of the sexuality spectrum comes in. I currently would classify myself as a demisexual, or even more of a on the asexual spectrum, because I see my friends' relationships and I see how very like outgoingly sexual, I guess, they are, and I'm not sex repulsed, but I would say I fall more on the asexual spectrum, and I am more demisexual because I find people aesthetically attractive, but I don't find them, like, I guess, sexually attractive until I have developed a really strong emotional and mental connection with a person, which is the definition of demisexuality. Yeah, so I've figured that out about myself lately. I also put myself on the asexual spectrum because I do find that most people around my age are very concerned with sex and being with somebody sexually all the time, where I don't have that mentality about me all the time. I'm going to get more into that with the relationships with people, because I will delve more into the relationship with the guy that I dated for a couple of months. Because that's the only, like, relationship in a non-friendship manner that I've experienced. But I'll, again, get into that. So, what else? Oh, I guess for, like, romantic attraction, I would, so demisexual, but more or less hetero, flexible romantically. I'm very complicated, I've realized. But yes, that is all I have to say, I think, for this video. If you have any other questions, let me know down below. And if you want to let me know how you identify or anything like that, or if there's any other demisexual people out there who want to let me know how you figured out that you're a demi, please let me know down below. I would love to hear all of that. And until next time, which will be another video like this, just rambling, have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you next week. So yeah.